tweeted. Let's go to the Twitch app to look at the chat. And I hope that means that we are actually live. And we are! Yay! Hello friends, welcome back to Attack the Pantry. I am Jenn de Vega. This stream is a deep dive into ingredients, cooking techniques, and recipes to help you cook for yourself during quarantine and, you know, the rest of your adult life. Last time on the stream, we talked to Leah Haberman about social media, baking, and charcuterie boards. You can watch all the past clips here on my channel if you click on videos. The entire archive is located at youtube.com/JENNDLV, and I'm going to put that in the chat for you. 7 bean salads in the chat. Hello, you are here. youtube.com/Jenn. Hello. Wow, there are 10 people in here already. Did we get a raid and I didn't see it? Hello, say hello in the chat if you are here. Great news, by the way, administrative stuff up front here on the stream. I am a Twitch affiliate now. If you have Amazon Prime, that means you can gift a subscription to your favorite creators every month for free. So if you have one, click on the purple button below the video here that says gift a sub, and you'll get a little crown next to your name in the chat, just like Martin there. Oh, hello, Mr. Morrow Streams. A few bad dudes. Hello, welcome, 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 welcome. Olivia, I think I see you lurking there in the chat. Oh, you have to manually reconnect your Amazon Prime to the Twitch membership every month, just as a administrative tip here from 7 Bean Salad. Thank you for sharing that. Anyway, we got lots of good links below the video. One way to help us out is to tell people that you're watching this stream. Help us by tweeting or posting on your social medias that we are live and that they can learn some stuff about food from me and my guest. Hello, guest. Who are you and what do you do?
Hello, everybody. This is Diego Dandy in the Bronx. I'm a menswear lifestyle blogger based here in the Boogie Down Bronx, and also Twitch streamer. I've known Jenn for over 9,000 years, and yeah, I love wearing suits and I love talking about Pokemon. I don't know anything about food, so hopes and dreams we have a good stream here with Jenn.
You do know things about food. Your specific stories are unique to you, and please don't discount that. Let's talk about your stream for a second. You were live earlier, and you do this really fun thing with Pokemon. Can you just outline what you've been doing lately on your stream?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I appreciate that. So yeah, so on Twitch, I stream mostly 99% of the time Pokemon, and we're doing something called a Nuzlocke challenge. And basically think of it as playing Pokemon hardcore mode, where if a Pokemon is knocked out, it's considered dead and you get rid of it basically. And you have to like start all over basically. But what I'm doing is with the audience is I'm accepting eggs. So in Pokemon, there's breeding. Spoilers, Pokemon have babies. We don't know what they're doing, but eggs come out. And I ask the audience to send me their eggs, and I use them on my team. So it just builds a little bit of community. The audience is excited to send me their Pokemon to see what happens to them, basically. Will they live? Will they die? Who knows on my stream? But it's been a lot of fun with all these eggs.
Yeah, maybe if you're in the chat, you might get a Pokemon named after you, which is so cool. Oh, thank you, Olivia, for gifting subs to a handful of you here in the chat. So enjoy that, everyone. Please start sharing your eggs. Can we get some eggs in the chat? You unlock these wonderful pixel eggs by my friend Rachel Viola. Oh, Alex is here, raiding with a party of 7. Bill. Alex is here. Oh, thanks for hanging out. Robert, welcome. Zach, hello everyone. Oh my gosh. Oh,
all these huevos.
We already got a redemption here from Chicken Handbag for stretching. So Diego, if you could give me a good stretch. I know,
if it's a good suit, you can stretch in it. That's an important thing,
Yeah,
so
good advice. Thanks for caring for my well-being and redeeming your channel points for stretching. So that's a new thing that I have here on the channel is channel points. I know, Diego, you have some unique things on your channel points, but in mine, let's see, we have a hydrate. You can tell me to drink some water. You can highlight your messages. You can check my posture. I'll make sure I'm sitting up straight. We can stretch. We did that. Really unique to this channel though, I have something for 1,000 points called a taste test that we can redeem once a stream, and I'll go grab a random condiment. You can interrupt us and I will grab a random condiment from the fridge and eat it here on the stream in front of you and explain what it is. And then I haven't tried this yet, but there is sing mode where you can redeem 2,500 points and I will sing for a certain duration
Do I have
of
enough
the
points?
stream.
Hmm.
2,500. I will speak only in a singing voice for 5 minutes. Yes, Toria, I did dress up for this because my guest here, Diego, is a fashion. How would you explain this, Diego?
Well,
You are
you know,
somewhat of a dandy, somewhat of a fashion expert, somewhat of a, I don't know. What's your elevator explanation of what it is
uh,
you do?
that's very true. Like, what the heck am I? I just wear suits professionally, and I just show up in places wearing suits. But technically, I would be like a menswear influencer.
There you go.
Technically, yeah.
Menswear. There you go. That's
Hmm.
specific. I kind of want to be a menswear influencer. I actually have been shopping in a lot of men's sections, like specifically Target.
Look, there's some good stuff in Target. Not challenging that.
I mean, mostly because it's more breathable. Women's pants are very tight. I can't put things in my pockets. Um,
Pockets are important, 100%.
I think it fits my body shape a little better. Also, I'm not shaped like normal women.
Look, no one is shaped. Like, here's the thing: no
No one
one's
is shaped
shaped.
like a
No
normal
one's
woman.
shaped like normal anything. Honestly, it's all a lie that's been fed to us.
Yeah, yeah. But I sort my vein is more of dude casual. Dude section at Target and skatewear. Hype beast. I'm
Hype
starting
beast.
to
I can
get.
definitely see you as a hype beast. I can
Yeah.
believe that.
Actually, I have something to show off for a second. I forgot to grab it. Um, I
By the
purchased.
way, menswear is for everybody. Everyone can do menswear. I
Yeah,
think that's a key thing.
yeah. I participated in my first drop. Like I got.
Your first drop, okay.
I bought my
Supreme, you got some
first
Supreme over
drop.
here.
I've never like waited, and bookmarked a website to order something before. But this is my first drop. It's an anorak jacket from the hundreds, and it's got this very
Ooh,
beautiful peacock and white tiger having a fight
that is so
midair.
cool. That is so on brand for you, Jen. That's
Yeah,
very on brand.
it's this very special collaboration with a Southeast Asian designer,
There you
and
go. Amazing.
Hundreds is like a lifestyle brand in Los Angeles, which is where I'm from. So, well, not from, but my parents live there, and so I like to support the Hundreds. But yeah, that's my first drop thing that I participated in. We had a posture check here redeemed by Eggwitch, so I'm making sure got my shoulders back and I'm sitting up straight. Diego, are you sitting up straight? Okay. I never do this, but Diego, what are you wearing?
What am I wearing?
Wearing?
Oh my goodness. Actually, I'm wearing a three-piece suit from a Turkish brand called Psyche, and I'm
Oh,
wearing a hat from Gurum Bros. And actually, this tie is from a collaboration from Cavassier and Public School. It's actually made of recycled suiting material. It's made from dead stock. Dead
whoa.
stock. So when you make a suit, there's leftover fabric. What happens to that fabric? Sometimes it actually ends up in landfills, but now some companies are
Oh,
trying to actually use that dead stock to make stuff, and this tie is made out of dead stock.
that's so cool. I didn't know that word. Dead stock.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, the leftover fabric for when things are cutting up, when you get something tailored or whatever, that excess fabric, dead stock.
I save a lot of that stuff actually. I like to make fabric necklaces. I'll have to grab it and
Mm.
show you. But I use a lot of dead stock also to make things for my little Etsy shop. Oh, there's so many things happening in the chat. We just got a taste test interruption from Gwem. You
Ooh.
redeemed it last time also, but
How
let
does
me.
that work?
So I'm gonna grab a random condiment from the
Random
fridge
condiment.
and then eat
Uh-oh.
her on the stream. Uh-oh. Oh God, that's the first thing I grabbed.
Uh-oh. Hot sauce. I'm gonna bet hot sauce.
Oh, I gotta get more. Um,
It's going to be something very spicy.
This is a dangerous game. This is a dangerous game because I'm a recipe developer. I have
Hmm.
all kinds of random stuff in my fridge. I buy, um, you know, things that I'm unfamiliar to me. I'll just buy it and not know what it is and then open it. And so, thank you, Gwem. I grabbed Casa Fiesta chipotle peppers in adobo sauce.
Oh, is it spicy? Is that spicy?
It absolutely is spicy. I'm not gonna get a pepper just because I don't want to die. Maybe I can get a little bit of one.
There you go. The stream ends. There you go. R.I.P. Jenn.
Yeah. Can I get some F's in the chat for my
F's
tongue?
F's in the chat for Jenn's palate. R.I.P.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a bit of the pepper. I should have gotten a knife. Oh well.
Spicy pepper stream.
Yeah. This just turned into hot ones.
I was about to say, have you ever done that? You should do something very similar to that.
I absolutely love hot ones, and I actually used to be a judge for the New York Hot Sauce Expo.
Oh yeah, remember? Yeah, I
So,
used to do that.
I do have a palate for it and a tolerance, but you need to ramp up to it. You know, it's not something that you could just jump in. You can't just jump into ghost pepper. You have to like,
Yeah,
work your way up with some jalapeno or some
got it.
Jamaican or
Leveling
some
up,
frijoles,
build up experience
and
points.
then stock up on whipped cream and milk. It was really funny one year at the expo because they had a milk sponsorship, but they ran out, and so the only thing they had left were a bunch of whipped cream cans, and so people were just squirting whipped cream into each other's mouths like crying.
So that works though. So
of the
whipped cream works as the because I know milk cancels out the spiciness. So does whipped cream.
Yes. Let me explain this as I eat this very spicy thing.
All right, all right.
Holy shit.
R.I.P.
It's really
Good
good.
job, Gwem. Good job.
Thank you, Gwem. Yes, Toria, that's true. I do need to try Da Bomb. I've never had Da Bomb. Da Bomb is the really it's the one hot sauce on Hot Ones that makes all the celebrities like zone out and not be able to speak anymore. But yes, so milk is best for taming the fire of hot sauces or spicy things, because hot sauces are on the acidic side or have a pH of 7 or below. And to counteract that, we need something basic. And so milk is on the pH scale on 7 to 14. So it's kind of like Pokemon, right? Like you need a very specific type to battle another type. And so
All right. Now everything now makes sense. Before
right?
you said that, I had no idea what you're talking about, but now perfect sense. Perfect sense.
But so if dairy works, if milk works on the basic side of counteracting an acid like hot sauce, then invariably whipped cream will also work. It just may be on a different part of the pH scale and a different aeration and texture, so it might not be as fast, but it does work.
Glad to really get deep in there. Okay, makes sense. Okay, gotcha.
Glad to fit in some education while I'm being tortured.
I got learned. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, Mr. Morrow streams. That is a great question. So cheese does it too. Yes, absolutely. Cheese and actually bread. And it's not necessarily a chemical reaction with bread and cheese. It's more of a textural, they're going to scrape off the acid from your tongue. So like solid things like crackers, bread, chunks of cheese, those are going to help you wipe off all of that stuff that's sticking to your tongue.
Like a rake on your tongue. All right.
Yes,
I like it. I get it. Makes it.
Exactly, Toria. Exactly. Cream cheese. And yes, that's true. 7 bean salad, the spiciness is soluble in fat. Yes, definitely time to add ghost peppers to your charcuterie board. And water can help, but it's not necessarily as effective as those solid things and basic solutions that I've just told you. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Missy Girl 05. I'm still gonna drink water just because somebody redeemed a hydrate here. Thank you all for participating with all the channel points. But to continue our conversation, what I'm wearing This is I like to be a little radical when it comes to putting outfits together. When I was growing up, I didn't like wearing the same thing twice, and that kind of is also reflected in the way I cook too. I don't like making the same thing twice, which is why there's a lot of random sandwiches or random foods. But that also applied to like the things I wore. And so I have a lot of like mixy matchy funky things in my closet, and I'm trying to pare it down. But I'm wearing Everlane, a silk shirt down here,
Ooh, Everlane, good.
a bow tie from my brother, and then this is something that I really liked doing in high school. I bought a lot of lingerie to wear on the outside of my clothes. So I would wear a lot of layers. And so this is a Victoria's
Interesting.
Secret like lingerie top, and it has a back closure, but it's kind of more like on the modest side of things, but still
Yeah,
sheer
it
that
looks good.
that you can put over other clothes. So that's a really fun fashion hack that I have. I buy a size up in lingerie so that I can wear it on the outside of things as like a
Nice.
vest.
I gotta say, very nice vest, very nice waistcoat for Jen de la Vega. I
Oh,
like that.
right. Can you reiterate why you like waistcoats? Because
Oh
I like
yeah.
that little tip you had earlier in
Oh
your.
yeah. Oh, so yeah, waistcoat. So I'm wearing a three-piece suit and a waistcoat, a vest. I think of it as like almost like a another kind of corset, basically, as a way to like hide all my extra stuff in there.
Yeah,
So for example, actually, like this tie is actually ultra short. Like I just tied it in a very like certain way where it's very short, but I'm able to hide it on my waistcoat, so no one will know that no one will be none the wiser, basically. I can hide extra things in there, you know, slims me down a little bit. I can eat some extra food secretly or whatever, and you know,
we
it
can.
helps my silhouette, you know, important stuff.
Yeah, we can look great and hide the extra stuff. I like that phrase, extra stuff. It's so great because for me that means that I have lots of things in my pockets also. Like I always have lots of things. I always have a snack. Always got a cheese somewhere hiding. Um, but let's get on with the rest of the stream here. If you in the chat would like to be featured on the stream next week, please tag me on Instagram or Twitter in your cooking photos. And I'd love to show you off and give you some encouragement and maybe help you if you had some difficulty with a recipe or something like that. But that is what this segment is for. So let's check it out here. I'm gonna share my screen and let's see if I can. Okay, share screen. Here we go. And we're going to look through all these photos that people sent through. There's us on my flyer thing. Okay, Alex tweeted earlier at a very, very lazy mapu tofu today. Cold tofu, spicy bean oil, fresh chilies, parsley, and rice. Boom!
Rice, yes.
Boom. So good. So cool. And then we have a close up. Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't have the sound off on my phone. I have a close up of your dish here. Look at that chili. Look at that.
Wow, look at that Instagrammable content right there.
Oh,
Wow.
so fresh with the cilantro. I kind of love that a lot of spicy food goes with cilantro. And it doesn't necessarily cut the spice, but it has more of a like a watery, crisp, like freshness that it adds to the dish. I'm sorry, that's not very eloquent. But Alex, good job. Looks delicious. Would eat. A plus number one. My one of my best friends from high school sent me this thing that she saw on Instagram. Keep your fancy wedding cake. I'm having a Viking meat ship.
I didn't even notice all that as the sale. The meat
the
was the
sale is
sale.
the
I didn't even notice that. I noticed there was like a pole, and I was like, all right, what a cool pole. I didn't notice that the meat was sales.
it's a meat boat, a Viking meat boat. I have a lot of concerns about this as a wedding caterer. I don't know if you know this in the chat. That's my day job. I haven't catered a wedding in a year or so, but this looks like a lot of work. B, a long time for the meat to be hanging on that, and
Jeez.
C, how do you wash this? How do you move it outside and hose it off, or do you take it apart and bring it to the kitchen there's just a lot. I have a lot of questions.
You burn it, obviously,
You burn
right?
it
You
like
burn
a
the whole
real Viking
thing, like a
funeral.
real Viking, like whatever. Yeah, it's effigy, whatever you want to call it. Like, just burn it down.
I love that. Thank you, Chandi, for sending us along. I mean, besides cooking photos, I love food memes and things that we are fascinated with online. Steph the Bard, who I know from tabletop role-playing games, tweeted this. For some reason, I decided to chronicle trying a new recipe on my Instagram story today. I'm making tamale pie. Bake the cornbread first and then add enchilada sauce, cooked meat and cheese, and bake again. I have had variations of this, but not this particular recipe. And I think we have a finished photo here.
Ooh, that's really good, actually.
Don't
Yeah.
wanna dip chips in
I was gonna
that.
say, that's totally dippable, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I would use naan. I would use toast. I would get tortillas. And I know there's a layer of cornbread, but I mean,
More
you
carbs.
never
Let's go.
have
More carbs. Carb party.
too many carbs. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Steph's in the chat. It looks really good. And I loved your comment about this, is that no plate is going to look better than cast iron. Like cast iron photos always look A plus. A plus. They're always gorgeous, especially if you take care of them. Oh, you used a spoon. You could just dig right down straight. Like, so you have the nice filling and melty stuff on top, and then you get a spoonful of the cornbread at the bottom. A plus. I love this. Oh, you're eating the leftovers on tortilla chips. Yeah. Oh, that sounds bomb. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You take the suggestion. Yes. But great job. Thanks for sharing this food journey with me today. We had a riff off here from Gwem. So Gwem in the chat has a cooking YouTube series, and it was a recipe for cornflake haystacks. It's a really great, easy recipe where you microwave chocolate chips with butter, and you melt that down, and then you toss cornflakes in it and make these cute little like cupcake cups of them. But my friend Tasha had a riff on that here. It says a variation of butterscotch clusters, a childhood favorite. It's six cups of cornflakes mixed with peanut butter and butterscotch chips. Yeah, butterscotch chips. So I have like all of those ingredients. I might try that tonight. But yeah, great job, Gwem, first of all, for having a cooking series on YouTube and making it really easy for people to understand that recipe. I think
How
that's
talented is
so key.
Gwen? He can do freaking everything.
Music,
Yeah.
cooking, soothing, screaming
What can't
voice.
you do, Gwen? What
I
can't you
know.
do?
We are huge Gwem stans here in the chat. Okay, we got another one here from Dan. Dan in Canada says his 4-year-old would get along with me, Jenn, because they love bacon and eggs. And that's very
Aw.
true. I do love a bacon and egg. And it looks like we got some ketchup and some toast. And I'm a fan of just, humble American cheese. Diego, do you have an opinion about the American cheese singles?
Honestly, I grew up with that. It's a comfort food, honestly. You can pretty much put it on anything. It's wild versatile for no reason. I don't know why it's so versatile.
I know.
But yeah, I would have 17 of these. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, easy breakfast. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this combination. Humble American singles. Yes, we're talking about cheese, not
I
people.
was gonna say that sounds like a dating website, honestly.
I mean, we wouldn't. Did you know that like most of the dating companies, like the online dating companies, are all owned by the same company? They're called the Love Company. So like OkCupid, eHarmony, like all that, Tinder, they're all owned by the one same company.
The love Illuminati
Yeah,
controls all dating in the
yeah, the
world.
Love Company.
What?
It's weird. So that's why I kind of don't jive with that stuff. Like,
Oh man,
like
I knew love wasn't real. I knew it.
not
Oh
real. I
man,
mean,
it's
it's all
not
algorithm.
real. Oh my
And I mean,
goodness.
hey, I do have friends that have met that way and got married that way. So wonderful to them. But I just want to tell everyone else that it's all run by the same company, and maybe we need other ways to connect with people. Maybe.
There you go. There, yeah, very true.
This is from Dylan. This is a surf and turf with lots of couscous there at the bottom. I might have shared this one last week. I'm sorry. Maybe this is a repeat, but why don't we just look at it and admire it again? got large pieces. This is a lot of shrimp. At a restaurant, let me tell you, they are always looking at the bottom line and like, we'll give you 4 shrimp, you know? This is a healthy amount of shrimp. You put as much shrimp as you want on your plate. Yeah, we got a great comment from Seven Bean Salad. Can't fight big love, capital B, capital L. That's funny. Surf and turf. So surf and turf, if you remember from like Red Lobster or Sizzler, it's a steak and a seafood. Sometimes it's fish, sometimes it's shellfish, but Dylan has chosen shrimp and a steak and some couscous. Looks very, very like hearty and wonderful and spicy. Actually, it looks like you got some spiciness going on. We got a great memory from my friend Jimmy. Did you ever play in a McDonald's that had one of these?
That is amazing.
Yeah, the old school 90s McDonald's playgrounds didn't have a ball pit, you know, but they had all these like very dangerous like hard enameled play places. And I think it's amazing here, the commentary. This is a police burger with jail teeth. Like, fast food is a prison.
This is too easy to make a joke about. Like,
Oh yeah, it's a Big Mac. It's a Big Mac. Chief Beef. Mayor McCheese. Is that his name? Hi, Danimal Cannon. Nice to see you in the chat. Thanks for joining us. I don't remember, was that his name? Well, I don't know. But I do remember Grimace. I do remember Hamburglar. But there are a few other characters though, like the Fry Kids that looked like cheerleader pom-poms.
there's a whole like government since McDonald's government system. I can't remember the actual names. I know there's a mayor. I'm not sure actually the police force that McDonald's land has, but clearly this is their techniques.
We got a great comment here from Trashabelle. All police burgers are bastards. LOL. A cab. Okay, so this is not Mayor McCheese. But but it makes sense that if there's a Hamburglar, it makes sense that there is a police burger. I don't know. I'm glad they rethought this and don't market this anymore. All police burgers are buns. Okay, Officer Big Mac. Okay, we got some research here from Seven Bean Salad. Officer Big Mac is the main representative of law and order in McDonaldland. It's his responsibility to prevent the Hamburglar from stealing hamburgers and to prevent Captain Crook from stealing Filet-O-Fish sandwiches. Holy
Jeez Louise.
shit. You're right, there's a big governance. Captain Crook? That's awful. Because Captain Cook was like not a great character also.
Copyright infringement.
Colonizer. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Here's more research here. He was a crooked cop, often
There you go. There you go. Crooked cop. There you go. There you go.
Captain Crook they let them go due to them paying bribes to him.
What is this lore? This McDonald's lore?
It is believed that he started a sentient burger trafficking ring. However, there's no hardcore proof to show that he started it, though it's believed that Mayor McCheese was a definite contributor to the trafficking ring, according to McDonald's fandom. Oh my god.
McDonald's in-universe. I love this. I love this.
Oh my god. A few bad dudes says, can't wait for McDonald's to pivot to glorifying the military complex and war crimes in a new future. Dark, gritty, reboot, cyberpunk.
Give it time.
McDonald's.
Give it time.
Let's
Give it
time. We're not sure if this is canon or not, but that is hilarious. Wow. Thanks for looking that up. Oh my goodness. I do remember in the Bay Area where I grew up, we had a Grimace, like the purple monster, and his tummy was prison bars, but they were soft, and so you could like pull them apart and escape. But I don't like this whole like children
McDonald's
in
had a
cages thing happening.
This police fetish or something? Like, what is up with McDonald's, you know?
What's up with that? What's up with that? That's messed up. That's messed up. And then we have a page from Toria. We looked at your eggs a couple streams ago. Like it was beautiful, like ramen eggs that were really jammy. So we have a page that Toria shared here for tea pickled eggs. I don't remember what book this was from, but I love that this is, if I can zoom in a little bit more here, the ingredient list has dashi, anise, which is a licoricey spice, lapsang souchong, which is a tea, like a smoky tea, soy sauce, mirin, and rice vinegar. That sounds like an amazing marinade, not just for eggs, but for cucumbers or for chili peppers or even marinating a steak for later or something like that. But thank you for sharing this. What do you remember? What book was this from? Uh, Olivia, yeah, I also love tea eggs. Good ideas coming from Toria. Thanks for sharing this page. So that's what people shared this week. Let me see what I have this week. Have you ever had inari, Diego?
What am I looking at? I'm sorry, I'm a filthy casual when it comes to food, but what is happening here?
So you might see this at a sushi place or a Japanese restaurant. So inari is a soybean or tofu pocket. So tofu is extremely versatile. So if you slice it very thinly and deep fry it, it becomes very aerated. It gets a lot of bubbles. And then you take that sheet and you saute the sheet in a very potent broth, like soy sauce. I use chipotle because I have a lot of things in my fridge. So you saute that and then you squeeze out all that liquid and you can cut a corner and it becomes like this pocket, like it has like a pita pocket, but it's made out of soy. And so at Japanese restaurants, you can get inari, which is the tofu pocket with rice. And sometimes there's rice vinegar mixed in. It's very simple and humble. It tastes kind of sweet. But I love it as a cool format to explore, you know, like you can put anything you want in here, rice based. And so I chose xoi man, which is a Vietnamese rice dish. It's sticky rice with Chinese sausage. And I added some very tender shiitake mushrooms that I sauteed in tare, which is a Japanese sauce. It's like a reduction of soy sauce. And then we got some fresh mint to make it all crispy and crunchy. But it's a nice little snack for lunch. Inari, Inari. Oh, thank you, Danimal Cannon. That is a site, isn't it? And it's well, it's not vegetarian. I have a Chinese sausage in there. But what else do I have here? I went skateboarding for the first time in 4 weeks this morning. How's the weather over by you, Diego?
It's pretty brick. It's still pretty cold, but I think it's changing up. So I think next week it's going to be pretty good, like later on this week. But it was pretty bad this morning.
Yeah, we got a nice spring day in Brooklyn. It's about 50 degrees right now, which is pretty warm considering that it snowed for a while here and the snow finally melted, so I got to skateboard today, and I'm kind of covering it with my arm because it's kind of a reveal in my YouTube video, but I got to use my new skateboard for the first time. This was donated, not donated, but a gift from my friends at Wonderville and Death by Audio. They know that I have been learning how to skateboard with borrowed boards and really old equipment. And so it was very kind of them to get me a skateboard for myself. Hey, it's been really fun. But yes, I've been skating for almost a year. And I can confidently do a bunny hop, which is a new trick that I learned.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
Confidence. What else? This is a dish called lechon kawali. I'm sure you know what lechon is, right?
Me? No.
Yeah.
Talk to me. I'm a baby. So tell me, explain to me, what
My
is this?
goodness. So lechon is pork in the Philippines and in Latin America. It's across diasporas. Lechon is pork, but lechon kawali is lechon kawali. Excuse me, I have the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. It's a deep fried pork belly. So it's got the super crispy skin on the outside. And then I've got some pea shoots here with carrots and some crispy garlic and some chunky salt. I went Salt Bay on this. Lechon, yes.
Oh, like chicharron. Okay, I got it. That makes
Yes.
sense. All right, gotcha.
Yes. So chicharron can come from a lechon, but this is a pork belly cut here. And I usually eat this with a vinegar hot sauce called sasawan. And it's very delicious. Once in a while only, because I really shouldn't be eating that much pork.
I feel you. I feel you.
At my tiny plátano.
Oh, tiny plátano. Are you gonna make a tiny tostones, a tiny
Yeah.
maduro? What tiny thing are you gonna do with that?
I've just been snacking on them. I mean, they're tiny tropical bananas. They're not necessarily like they're not as hearty as a plantain. Like, so plantains we can slice and fry and smash and stuff. This will be more of like a traditional banana where it's squishier. But it has more of an intense banana flavor. I think it's because it's so concentrated in its small package. Small, SMOL, a small.
Small, small, small.
Oh, everyone. I'm so. Oh, oh, Feel Bad Dude says, Jen, I'm so proud of you for going way beyond our skate goals from last year. Yeah, I know. Stay on the board was kind of my goal. I technically only been skating for 55 days, which is not a complete year, but in time that has elapsed, it's been a year. So I've just every couple weeks I'll skate heavily and document what's been happening. But it's been fun and I really like it. What else is going on with me in this folder? I kind of was like, I don't know anymore. What are meals? I've sort of just been cleaning out the fridge and just eating bits and pieces of
What
things.
is eating, Jen? What
What
does
is
that even
eating?
mean? What does eating mean?
What is sustenance? I don't know, but this is a scrambled egg with some pesto, a chunk of maple cheddar cheese, a sauteed sausage with some hot sauce, and then like kimchi. You know, I I was hungry and I didn't know, and I was just like, I don't know.
No, don't feel bad about it. This looks amazing. I would just add rice to it or something like that, but
There
this
you
is
go.
great.
Yeah, if only I had the energy to make rice the other day. But this is just to a point that everyone gets tired. I am a chef, but I also get tired.
You're
and
human?
and I have
What?
my lazy meals as well. I know, right? Oh, you're
Human,
human
Jen?
too? You're
Get out of town. I can't even believe this. Can't even.
Oh, we got some banana facts in here. Um, Olivia once had some tiny bananas that tasted very appley. That is possible. And Danimal says, I heard that old bananas taste like banana runts, but the entire species got wiped out by a plague like 30 years ago. We have a new strain that tastes different. That is correct. Artificial banana flavor is actually very, very close to the original bananas. And that we've sort of diluted it over time and lost strains. It's very sad, like a botany tragedy, but it's very possible, Olivia, that some bananas also taste like other fruits. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of species of fruit, and there is some cross pollination and really interesting hybrids. So, entirely possible. And the fact that we've lost a historic flavor over time is sad. So it's really important that we keep cultivating seeds of all the fruits and vegetables and keep track of those. Wow, there are so many of you in the chat. Wow, hello. Hello, OT time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for supporting and watching our stream with us. Yes. Oh, Toria, single meal charcuterie boards? Yes. Somebody actually asked this on Twitter. Is it possible to have a single person charcuterie board? And the answer is absolutely yes. A lot of times at restaurant menus, you'll see that listed as a plowman's lunch. A piece of cheese, plowman's lunch. So you'll get some piece of cheese, some bread, a few slices of meat, some mustard, a little bit of fruit. But yeah, that's a single person charcuterie board. You don't have to make it for 50 people to enjoy it. You can also just make it for 50 people and just eat it yourself.
There you go. I like that idea.
So I'm not a great baker, but I am a recipe developer, which means that I should have kind of all around skills. It's like gymnastics in the Olympics. Like I have to know all the events to do the job that I do. And so I'm really bad at baking, and I was having a bad week with it last week. I was failing 4 cakes. And trying to figure out what to do with those broken cakes. Like, I don't know what to do. But yesterday I experienced some triumph. I had one win, which is a chocolate cake, a chocolate snack cake, and it looks pretty. I piped that. It's
Oh,
got
very
some
nice.
raspberry. I'm not very good at piping. I don't have a steady hand, but I'm very proud of this. Last night at midnight, my stand mixer was still going. I was very determined to get this cake right, and I did. Yes. Hooray. And that's my kitchen victory. Wow, so much banana talk, everybody. Banana runs equal top tier. Yes, few bad dudes. Yeah. Quest for vintage
I was
banana.
about to say that the vintage banana thing, is that possible? Is it okay? Is it too late? Is it gonna be like Jurassic Park of bananas? Like we have to find like an amber somewhere with like some kind of
I'm
banana stuck
sure.
in there or something like that?
Like somebody like a Neanderthal who ate a banana, it has it still in their stomach lining or something
We
like
got to
that.
do it to find the vintage banana. We got to do it.
Oh, Jen Sheffer, hi. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you. Yes. Yeah. Oh man. I'm so happy there are so many of you in the chat. Glad to see you. If you would like to be featured in this part of the stream, please tag me in your cooking photos on Instagram and Twitter, or DM them to me, however you'd like to deliver it. And we would just like to cheer you on with all your cooking endeavors, or see what you got, from takeout, all that. Happy to look at food. Happy to look at food memes, especially egg memes, specifically egg memes. Can I get some eggs in the chat? Everybody, please throw some eggs in the chat. Just talking about eggs. All my egg emotes were designed by my friend Rachel Viola, who some of you in the chip scene might recognize as Drip. She streams every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Showing pixel art, pixel by pixel. You can watch that live Tuesdays at 9. Our username is DROMGP on Twitch. Oh, thanks for all the eggs in the chat. Hooray. Diego had a few treats here for us. You dug up some photos of us from over the years. Do you remember where this was from? I don't remember.
It was for like the Italian like food like organization or something like that. I think this
Consortium.
was.
That's what they called it, the
Yeah, the
consortium.
Italian, yeah. So as a influencer content creator, I get invited to a lot of events and parties. And technically this was not my wheelhouse technically. This definitely was more for Jen, honestly, but I was invited to this event, and basically it was a bunch of different like Italian food brands there just pitching themselves for like coverage and content.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was there and we hung out and drank and ate food.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, can we speak for a moment about how it's changed, like sort of being influencers? So you and I used to get invited to a lot of events. Like, it would fill our entire week. Sometimes you would go to 2 or 3 in a day, right?
Yeah, it would be
Like
like literally,
launches.
yeah, every day would be something, maybe 2 to 3 depending. But yeah, you're right. You're right, Jen.
Yeah, and then, when the pandemic hit, we can't go to as many events. And so how have people been trying to engage with you differently when it comes to this stuff? Because,
Yeah,
it's a daily thing.
yeah, you're absolutely right. And I was kind of worried a little bit. It was like, oh man, there's no more events, no more parties, which actually is kind of good because I'm definitely
I mean, we
drinking a
were
lot
drinking
less
literally
now. Oh my good, look, oh yeah, you Joe Jen. I was drinking every
every
day, like
day.
hardcore drinking, low key functioning alcoholic, whatever you want to call it, but like wine
A lot of sugar,
here,
a lot of
whiskey
alcohol.
here. Yeah, exactly. So my alcohol intake has like dropped down significantly. But yeah, you know what I've been doing? Brands have been sending to me like experience packages. I actually had a cologne brand reach out to me where they sent me a whole box with like Bluetooth headphones and actually like little, and it was for a cologne, by the way, with like a map, like of like an audio adventure to have. Yeah, and then basically it was like, listen to this sound file. It'll tell you what to smell, and then there was like texture and stuff to feel and touch. There was like a vial of sand in there to like touch and smell or
Oh,
whatever.
like a sensory experience.
Yeah, sensory
Very
experience, but
interesting.
they mail it to you now, so that was really interesting.
That's
And now
cool.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of at-home stuff. I had like an alcohol brand do like a taste testing. So they'll send you the alcohol and all the like little shot glasses and stuff. And then you got to hop on a Zoom meeting, kind of
Ah,
like this, and then someone will lead you through an
excited.
experience. Yeah. So it's a lot of
Interesting.
at-home, yeah, at-home experiences that are happening now.
I I've been blessed. A few food brands have been sending me things, but it's a lot more than I'm used to. Because when we go to these events, like we get like the little sample of something or whatever it is to try the product and see if we like it. They're sending me like cases of cheese and like cases of crackers, and I'm like, I'm not complaining, but it's a funny thing because of logistics. Like how do you justify sending that much stuff or like mailing things, perishable things? It's fascinating. Like the landscape has definitely changed when it comes to our relationship with brands, friendly and not friendly, and all that. We got more banana talk in the chat. Jenn shared there's a book called Banana, The Fate of the Fruit That Changed the World. I think this will give us a lot of answers people were talking about here. Talks about types of bananas and the story of the Gros Michel, the banana from the early 1900s that died out from the diseases. Okay, so confirmed. Yes, it's in a book. Really interesting and easy nonfiction read. Yes, thank you for telling us the name of the book. And yes, Smell Venture is what Diego had gone on.
Smell venture. I like that word.
Smell
Smell
Venture.
venture.
Oh, Danimal has a compliment. Can't get over how sharp you both look. I haven't looked at nice in over a year. Oh, thank you. I also have not looked this nice in over a year. I
Stop it.
decided to
Stop
zhuzh up
it.
for
Come
Diego.
on. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That is such a nice compliment. But let's look at our other memories here. We have a few more. Um, oh, this was such a sweet experience. This was really fun. So your occupation before you did all this internet stuff, you were a teacher.
Yeah, I used to be a preschool teacher. I went to college for preschool. A good thing I'm using I'm using that now. Yeah, I have my bachelor's in early childhood education and I have my master's in literacy education. So the whole plan was to be a teacher and like save the world, that whole thing.
Noble cause.
Um,
Noble cause.
yeah, and like and what actually and I was, teaching at the time, and I was like, "Hey, I know Jen. I have a preschool class. You know, kids love learning by example. Invite her to the class and do a little food demo. And you did a whole presentation. You brought your like chef gear for the kids to like touch
I
and
made a little
stuff.
kid put on my chef coat. It was adorable.
Yeah, no, the kids loved it. And kids learn best by example, so it was really amazing to be able to bring that to them. Like I think there's one kid who like you had like cutting pomegranates in front of them, like teaching them like how to clean their fruits. Like
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun and it was an amazing experience for them.
Yeah, we made a fruit salad together. It was very sweet. Oh my gosh. Those kids, how old would they be now? When
Oh
was
my
this?
goodness. I don't want to think about it actually. I do
Come
not want to think about how old they are right now,
Oh
but
my god.
9,000 years ago, 9,000 years ago. They have their own kids now, maybe.
Oh
No.
no, don't say that. Don't say that. Oh, they're not that old. We're not that old. Um, I remember this one. This was the Cola Vita olive oil tasting. I learned a lot at this one. We actually got to sit down with the CEO of Cola Vita, which is an olive oil company. He's very young and charismatic. But it was so cool. Like I didn't know the things that you look for when you're tasting olive oil or what makes an olive oil good. And something that I really appreciated it from it was olive oil can have spicy notes or like thistly bitter notes, and so we got to taste through. We were like drinking olive oil, like sipping it. It was really cool. And then we got a whole dinner made with each of the types of olive oil. I remember that one. That was really 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 fun. So Diego, let's talk about the foods that you've kind of grown up with. And I think there's one that we have in common, which is rice.
Have you heard about this miracle
Have
grain?
you heard about this
Have you
miracle?
heard about the king of all grains? Right here, rice, the single template, like right here. I don't know. Like I guess obviously being Latino, being Ecuadorian, just rice has been a part of my life. Honestly, it's been with every meal. It's been combined with every food in my house. Growing up, it was kind of like I was in a poor situation, so it was always like rice plus something,
Mhm.
rice X hot dogs, rice X Chef Boyardee, rice X rice. Like it's been just with every meal, so it has that little like it feels good. You can combine it with so many different things, like, and I still eat it now, and I love rice.
It's a vehicle. Absolutely a
A
vehicle
vehicle,
for
I like that.
carrying flavors to your mouth. Uh, yes, yes, Jen, rice.jpg. That is literally what I named the file. Can you walk me through how you make rice?
Honestly, so it really depends on the situation. Like I definitely have used rice cookers before. My family actually have pivoted a lot with how they make rice. Just boiling water, putting in like vegetable oil so it doesn't get too crazy in the bottom there, and then
Hmm.
just getting it at the right time, and that's pretty much it. Like maybe a little bit of salt, and that's literally it. It's ultra easy to make. You don't really need anything else. It's easy mode. I think the problem is it's the timing, like how
Yeah.
long you have to wait before it actually absorbs all the water or whatever, or before it burns. But maybe you want it to get burnt anyway. So
Yes.
like,
Speaking of
so
which,
that's the situation there.
so speaking of burns, you also shared this photo of cocolon, which is this.
Yeah, cocolon. So I'm sure this word for a lot of Latinos, Latinx people out there, they're familiar with their version of burnt rice as a meal.
Mhm.
So in my family, in my Ecuadorian family, it's called cocolon, which is literally the burnt rice at the bottom of the pot,
The crispy.
and that is part of the meal. That is another meal to have for later on. If you have burnt rice, so we still have it because it's just a byproduct of the rice. So you get an extra food out of it.
I like that because sometimes you get sick of eating the same texture every day, and varying it is another, like varying it with the crispy things is really fun. I don't know the name for it in a lot of other languages, but I do know tadig, which is Persian. And there's a whole like method to that where you soak the rice and then you make a volcano in the pot, and then you put a wooden spoon to make a hole so the air circulates, which makes the bottom super crispy and buttery. There's a really wonderful recipe for it on salt, acid, fat heat with some in nosrat. Um, but I have grown up with a rice cooker. Like cooking it on the stovetop was very foreign to me. I didn't see that until after college.
Interesting. That's kind of like the reversal right there. That's so interesting. Only more recently now in my life, it's been more about like Instapot or like rice cooker and stuff like that.
Yeah, we got a comment here from the Bear Claw Raw. Instant pot rice is easy mode, absolutely, because you can just hit the button and put the whole thing in there. Toria shared a fact here. There's a whole anime, Love Rice, about a boy band. Each member represents a type of rice. It's silly fun. What?
I need that in my life.
We we
Inject that
need that.
content into my veins, please.
Please inject that into my tummy and my brain and my veins. Wow. Yeah, take me to church/rice.jpg. Thank you, Jen. Oh, and I missed your note here from before about the bananas. Um, yes, this is right. I think the Gros Michel banana dying out was why Twinkies were switched from having banana cream to vanilla, because banana cream was the original Twinkie flavor. Yes, that's absolutely true. Bananas were in short supply during World War II. I love that we have so much banana history in this stream today. Did not expect so much banana content.
You need to find a
Um,
banana influencer to join you one day to
I
make some content.
know. Maybe somebody who's a botanist or like a fruit historian, a pomologist. I learned that word recently
Wait,
because
that's a word?
yeah,
Pomologist?
I'm writing a story about pomology, but it's the science of growing fruit. Pomology, pomological. Isn't that fun? Olivia says, I love going on TikTok and seeing all the different ways of making rice. You want to make jollof rice now? Oh my gosh, jollof rice is delicious. I had it for the first time. recently, 80% of your feed is non-white moms cooking stuff and not measuring it. Yes. Does
Yeah, what measuring does I don't know what is measuring? Like what is it's like hands. This is
right,
measuring. How many mom hands do you need to make this dish? Like that's pretty much it.
right, right. Um, Yeah, like my mom taught me the finger measurement. So you get the pot, right? And you put in rice and then you measure it with your finger. Like how high does the rice rise on your finger? And so if it's right here on the line of your finger, you know that you need double that. So the water needs to fill up this part of your finger. So you still have your finger and then you fill up the
There you
rice.
go. As long as you have fingers, you can make rice.
I
There you
think
go.
the key thing is the proportion. So white rice is a 2 to 1. So if you do want to measure things, you for every cup of rice, you need 2 cups of water or 2 cups of broth. This does not apply to other kinds of rice. So nishiki, Japanese rice, black forbidden rice, sticky rice, all have different proportions. So just make sure you double check that, everyone, when you are endeavoring to cook other kinds of rice. But if it's just white, basmati, jasmine, regular white rice, then it's a 2 to 1 cooking proportion, liquid to the rice. Oh my gosh. Olivia, yes, use your knuckles. uh, oh, cool. I didn't know Bear Claw R knows. I can cheat because I know a handful for me is a quarter cup. That is a
Oh
really cool
man,
measurement to know. I
that
have
is cool.
I have a chart that I haven't filled out yet. That it's all my body measurements. So if I take a couple steps, I know how many feet that is. So like it's good to know also how much stuff you can hold in your hand. Like that is a quarter cup, or pinch is literally an eighth of a teaspoon, or something like that. Like that
That's
stuff's good to know.
wild. Yeah, you should share that. I would love to know that information. Like how much is a Diego hand? Like
I
how
think
much cups is that as a Diego hand?
think it's different for everybody. I think everybody just needs a digital scale so that you can figure it out for yourself. Yeah. That'd be cool to figure out. But anyway, rice. I think that people of color around the world have so many different ways to make rice. And I love it. Like paella is amazing. Tadig, I love tadig, or bagali palo, which is lima beans and butter rice and dill.
Ooh,
Um,
sounded fun.
rice is a staple food in your diet, basically.
Yeah, in my diet, yeah, I know like I'm trying to be healthy or whatever that means in the year 2021, but like rice has always been like a constant. I just got to know like be smart about it, but like rice plus anything, the very best.
You can't lose. And in the Philippines, we have sort of a whole class of breakfast called silog, which is garlic fried rice, an egg, and then whatever protein. And so you name the silog after whatever protein there is. So if we have spam with the breakfast, it's called spam silog.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I'm
And
all
so
about that.
we have beef, it's beef tapa, so it's called tapsilog. So you can like mash up all these names, like whatever it is. Like chorizo is chorisilog. So I also have a lot of rice in my diet. My parents have tried to stop eating as much of it because I think that the rice converts to a lot of sugar in your system, which can
Yeah.
really mess you up when you're
My
little.
my dad had to cut back on rice too. I think because their doctor like straight up was like, "Yo, you got to cut back on the rice." Like apparently when you do a blood test, they can tell how much rice you had. Like dead ass. Like they'll know how much rice. They'd be like,
Rice is
"Yo,
in the blood tube. Like
yeah, literally."
uh oh, Olivia has a tip here. Some TikTok person has been doing a thing where she cooks different potato recipe from different country every day. Oh, and we want to do it with rice. Good idea. We should do that. That sounds like a good community project. Welcome Shmaz to the chat. Glad you are here. So glad. Yes, too much rice is diabetes. The diabetes.
No.
That's why that guy did the commercials. Wilford
No. It was
Brimley. That's why.
Rice's fault. Don't tell me that. Nope. Delete
That's
from memory.
why.
Deleting from this my brain.
That's why he says you got to eat your oats.
Ah,
Wilford Brumley. Oh
nah.
my goodness. You have some other things that you shared with me here. So I spelled it wrong here, but what is going on here? What is this called?
So this is an Ecuadorian, one of my Ecuadorian dish called Yapping Gacho. So Yapping Gacho basically is a like a potato patty, and it's fried. And inside, it's either filled with cheese or meat sometimes, but mostly cheese. So on brand
Mm,
for Jen. And then you combine it with other stuff. You know, maybe a side of like lettuce, onions, chorizo on the side,
you're here.
and fried eggs. And I think I have a picture of it. Yeah, exactly. So underneath those fried eggs is the yapping gacho. So it's all this combined together, and then of course some rice as well. Most actually, honestly, most opt out of the rice. Traditionally, I don't think it actually has rice, but you know when I'm having it, I gotta add rice anyway. But
Mm.
you know, it's an Ecuadorian thing. It's one of my favorites. My grandmother will sometimes make it for me for my birthday. So it has a nice place in my heart, Yapping Gacho.
Yeah. What's the gravy stuff on top?
So that stuff is it's a peanut butter sauce. So it's like this like peanut butter sauce. I don't know specifically like how it's made, but it's like a yeah,
Whoa.
it's peanut butter. It's peanut butter all over that stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot like kare kare in the Philippines. We have a peanut curry. So we also have like a peanut butter saucy thing. But that's more of a stewy situation with rice. But um I'm trying to think of what is a close equivalent of this. So that's potato based.
Yeah,
So like
potatoes.
a knish. You had a knish in a while? Or
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
that?
I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The Jewish food. So that's like a potato fortified with some flour, but it's like tall and can be stuffed with things. Um, what is the deep fried thing that I've gotten at a Puerto Rican restaurant? A papa relleno.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
um,
paparellenas.
but that one is breaded and deep fried. This looks like it's pan fried, like on a stove top. Is that right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jen.
Mm. And what makes it so, what's the yellow? Is it like a paprika or like a spice of some sort that makes it kind of,
You know, honestly, I am not sure
no, no,
because
it's
every
okay.
time
We'll look it
I
up.
no because like every time I see my grandma make it, you know, like I just you know believe whatever she tells me.
The
So
grandma
I
food, it's
yeah,
magical.
it's just grandma food, honestly. But I every time I see it, I know she's just peeling certain potatoes or whatever, and then just frying them, putting them cheese
Mm.
on it, and pretty much that's it. So I'm gonna assume it's just the potato that she's using, the specific potato, because it seems ultra basic. It's not crazy what's happening with this
You don't see
dish.
her doing an emerald, you know.
No, not at all. No, 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 no. It's but it's literally potato and cheese inside of it, and then it's invited with other friends. I know like more of the peanut butter stuff. That's like like crazy stuff happening there, but it's
Hmm.
very easy, technically easy.
Well, we're gonna have to look up some recipes and try it on our own over here. Catching up here in the chat. Yes, Schmas, we look very fancy today because my guest is Diego, dandy in the Bronx, and I had to, catch up here. Oh no, my bow tie. Um, oh, Steph, thanks for hanging out. Sorry to see you go, but thank you for sharing your cooking photos with me. I'm glad to see that it turned out really well. Oh no, what I do? My bow tie. There you go.
You still look
This
good.
is
Don't worry.
literally
You're good.
the
Don't worry.
bow tie my brother wore during a wedding when he was a ring bearer, like when he was little.
Aww.
I know, I'm ridiculous. Um, but yes, these do look amazing. Kind of look like pierogi, but not really dumpling situation. But yes, potato based. Uh, Oh, thank you, Shma. Somebody did some research, and the redness is from achiote, which is something that we use in the Philippines also. It is annatto seeds. They're not necessarily used for flavor, but they are the thing that makes chorizo red, which
Mm.
is why there's a little bit of an orangey red tint to these.
All right, that makes perfect sense. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing that.
Thanks, Shmas, for looking it up. And then you have another dish here. What is this
All
beauty?
right, all right, all right, all right.
What is this?
So in the Bronx, there's an amazing restaurant called Sabrosura, and Sabrosura is a Chino Dominicano restaurant, a Chinese Dominican restaurant, and it is one of my favorite places to consume food. So this is like a fried rice. There's avocado in there. There's like Dominican salami. There's a fried rice in there. It's called dos golpes
Those-
for the two fried rice. I think actually if you add, I mean, for the two fried eggs,
Mm,
if you add a third one, it evolves into tres golpes
yeah.
apparently. But no, yeah, it's a obviously not good for you per se, but it's one of my favorite guilty things to have at Sabrosura,
It
Chinese inspired Dominican food and vice versa.
There are so many things happening with this dish. Like there's a grittiness to the rice that I think you don't necessarily see in a lot of Chinese recipes, but I love that. And the egg looks like a nest. Like you can tell that the oil was really really hot when they cracked the eggs into it because it has this like crispy edges on the outside here. It's really brown. And I just love an egg that looks like that. Like it swims in oil.
Oh my goodness, yeah, all the oil, yeah. So I've actually I probably had the real talk. I think I have one maybe like once a month or maybe every other month, honestly, you know. But I try to counteract it with like bicycle rides or something like that.
Right.
But
Walk around the park.
yeah, something to counteract it because once if I know I'm gonna have this, it's the only meal I'm gonna have that day. Like real talk. Like I try because I know that this is gonna like technically sustain me for the entire day, technically.
Oh, we've got some insight here from Olivia. There's a huge Chinese population in the Caribbean. I can confirm this actually, including Dominican Republic and Cuba, which is where this stuff comes from. When you visited family in Havana, there was a little Chinatown and everything. That is
Yep, yep.
so cool. It's really interesting to think that there is a Chinatown on every Caribbean island.
That makes perfect sense.
And to add to that, I had a bride 2 years ago, a wedding. She was Chinese and from Cuba, and so half the menu was like pernil and like maduro, and
10 out of
so
10.
we did like we did a congee bar. So it's like a rice porridge, but you could put anything on top. So I had Chinese poached chicken and then the roast pork from her Cuban background. And so it was really cool to like mash up the two. Super, super fun. The egg on top almost looks like a cacciapuri, almost a little looks almost like a cheese boat, almost. Oh man, but that is so great. And so this place, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, is in the Bronx where you are.
Yeah, spoilers. I'm in the Boogie Down Bronx. I was born and raised here. I had to make my journey to go to all those chiptune shows in Brooklyn for y'all, so
Right.
don't worry. You know,
I'm
it
sorry.
was no. Hey, look, I love chiptune, so they gave me a reason to go to Brooklyn. So do not worry. And I made some good friends there, so no regrets, no regrets.
Mm-hmm. So food in the Bronx, like what would you say, what kind of pockets of communities are there up there?
You know, honestly, it's a lot of Dominicans up there, Puerto Ricans, and I guess, and as we mentioned before, like, you know, a lot of Chinese influence as well. Usually when I tell people like in the Bronx, I give them a couple places to start off with in terms of food. Like I first of all, usually for like the ultra casual, like for babies first, I tell them
Mhm.
about Arthur Avenue, the
Yes.
real Little Italy in the Bronx, you know? So I always tell people that because I feel like that's the most accessible, you know, like it's not you know, it's Italian food, you know, you can't go wrong with Italian food, honestly. You
Get
can't
some
go wrong.
mozzarella.
Yeah, you know, look, yeah, real talk, real talk. And there's some good bars there and stuff like that. But then like I'll bring up stuff like Sabrosura, which actually it's very popular in the Bronx. There's actually Sabrosura, Sabrosura 2, there's a Sabrosura 3. There's like
Oh,
sequels to their
like
own
a raised
restaurant.
pizza.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly.
That's amazing.
Um,
So we
yeah,
start on Arthur Avenue
yeah, we go to
and
Arthur
then
Avenue.
we
Yeah,
level up.
yeah. Then we go to, and I tell you, I'll bring you to Sabrosura to have some Chino Dominicano. And
Mm-hmm.
then from there, there's like this little pop up, but I guess it's a food starter called Empanology that
Mm-hmm.
I've been really a big fan of. An empanada place in the Bronx that's also connected to a
Right.
brewery in the Bronx called the Bronx Brewery. Yeah, there you go in the chat. But yeah, have some drinks. And technically we went there, Jen, a million
Yeah,
years
we
ago,
did.
to
We
Bronx
did on
Brewery.
Valentine's Day.
Yes, exactly. And we went there, and in now they have the beer place and they have empanology.
Oh,
So these amazing empanadas filled with crazy stuff in there, like mac and cheese, like like the gimmicky empanadas,
hmm,
but it's still really really good. So that's usually
very
what I bring them to. Hey, look, nothing wrong with that.
I know.
But I bring that to people to like give them the easy mode, to test the waters, not to scare people away, but
Hmm.
it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I think those are really good tips. The reason why I went up that day for Valentine's Day was A, to see you, and B, to check out a little bit of the Bronx, because there's a lot of it. And my mission was to go get a chopped cheese in Harlem.
Yes. Yeah.
So I had a Valentine's date with my friends Miguel and Daniel, and we got chopped cheese on Valentine's Day and ate it on a stoop. It was the best day.
Actually, at Empanology, they actually have chopped cheese empanadas as well. So and they do DoorDash. So if you're into like ordering via technology, you can get yourself an order from them. But yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly.
Or we can, as soon as things open up a little bit more, we both get our little jabby jab shots. We'll go get it. We'll go get it myself. Catching up here in the chat from Shmas. It's super cool to see different cultures' interpretations of other cultures' foods. Yes, you get such an incredible combos and insights, and that's kind of what this stream is about. Like, I love exploring and learning all the different iterations of things and versions, and it's really cool because everybody in the chat has some kind of insight. I don't know everything. I can't read your minds. I didn't grow up with the same food as you. And so it's really, really cool to learn from all of you about what you've been eating and know what's locked away in your brain. But speaking of which, we are getting close to the end of the stream, but this is my favorite part of the stream. Yes. So let's move on to our chopped exercise. So if you're new to the chat, let's pretend that we are on Chopped. If you don't know what this TV show is, there's a basket with 4 mystery ingredients in it, and chefs have to use those ingredients to make a dish. In our case, you in the chat will tell us what's in that basket. So please shout out an ingredient for us to put in the basket. The first 4 are going to be the ones that we use. And just as an exercise, there are never any wrong answers. The purpose of the exercise is to think about how far ingredients can go, and maybe it'll inspire your next meal. I'll go through and help you talk about each individual ingredient, and then feel free feel free to share how you would combine 2, 3, or all 4 of the ingredients. Imagine that, we're not on the TV show, but imagine you have a basic pantry and all the tools and time that you need. There's not 30 minutes on the clock. Just remember to feature things in the basket. The way I like to approach this is think about something that you already know how to make, like a sandwich or nachos or something like that. And then see if you can switch in and out some of the things on the list. Hey, Raheem, welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's see. We got bananas. Duh. All
Bananas,
right, thank you,
obviously.
Olivia.
Spoilers, bananas.
Bear claw rar. Duck blood. Good curveball there. Few bad dudes, black licorice, and then from Gwem, blue cheese. Damn, I wish we got the Calvados one earlier. You know what? Let's say that we do have rice in the pantry anyway, but we still want to feature bananas, duck blood, black licorice, blue cheese. This is a very, very challenging menu.
That duck blood, that Polish content right there. Mm.
It's all good. We can work with it. It's just an exercise. So if you can only pair 2 of the things, that's totally fine. So you don't have to use all 4. It's just like a springboard if you got any ideas. So I'll talk to you about, each of the things. So bananas, we've spoken a lot about bananas today. the history of bananas, the banana flavor. But bananas can come in various sizes. They can be eaten raw, clearly, as long as you peel it. I have seen some vegan recipes make banana peel pulled pork. So if you can cook down the banana peels and sanitize them enough, they may become soft enough to pull as a vegan alternative. I tried it and I didn't like it. So I'm just telling you now.
Oops.
You might like it, but it's also a sustainable idea. So it's not wrong. It's just that's something you could do with it. Bananas can be mashed up. They can be fried. They can be a vegan ice cream just by themselves. Did you know that? You don't have to add any dairy. You just mash them, freeze them, vegan ice cream. Boom.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. You can cover them in chocolate. You can use them as an egg substitute in a vegan baking. So there's lots of stuff you can do with bananas. Duck blood. So I don't actually know where you could get duck blood except for from straight from a farm or straight from a large international butcher, because a lot of the local butchers do not inventory that. But we would treat it the same way as you would pig blood or cow's blood. It's just probably in lower quantity because ducks are smaller.
Rare duck blood.
Rare
Gotcha.
duck blood.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But there are a lot of blood related dishes out there. So first of all, there is blood sausage or morcilla, which
Wait,
are,
blood sausage has blood in it? Oh
yes.
my god. I love blood sausage. I didn't put two and one together, so
Well, so it's not purely blood because blood is not solid. It can coagulate, but it kind of acts like a gelatin or like a gravy, and so it's mixed with ground pork in the sausage and then stuffed into the intestine or the casing. So it's more of a fortifier. It's not necessarily a protein in of itself.
Gotcha.
But it gets mixed into a lot of things. So not just into a sausage, but in the Philippines we have a blood soup. So like it's called dinaguan. It acts as a thickener in the stew, and it gives off a meaty, obviously, and minerally note to the dish. And so it pairs really well with fatty things, which is why blood sausage works so well, because pork has a lot of fat in it. So if you're going to be using blood, make sure that you're balancing it with something that is fatty, spicy, or zesty. Because blood can be really minerally. Some cheeses and meats can taste minerally. If you've ever, gotten a cut in your mouth, you know that iron taste is the minerality. So a lot of wines can also pair with that. I think a lot of white wines have some minerality. A duck blood gravy with wine would work, Okay, curveball here, black licorice. I personally don't like cooking with it, but we can treat licorice as any hard candy. I know licorice is not a hard candy, but it can be diluted like a hard candy. So you can make simple syrups from it. You can make a pancake syrup with it. It can be ground up. It can be shredded. But you just have to work with the very specific gelatinized texture of it. So there's different kinds of black licorice. Some are made with the animal product gelatin, or some are made with just plain sugar and pectin, and some are made with agar agar, which is a seaweed based gelatin. So that one's vegan. So licorice will tend to want to be diluted in some way, or so you can use it in a sauce. But I'd be curious to see if anyone can come up with an idea of how to use the chewy candy itself in a dish. I don't know. Curious. I haven't actually melted down one just on pure heat. I bet though that it does melt well with butter, kind of like how marshmallows can melt down with butter to make Rice Krispie treats. What if you did a black licorice Rice Krispie treat? I don't know.
Yeah, you put it on the side or something like that, like a little dessert situation.
Yeah. And then we've got blue cheese. Blue cheese does not melt like other cheeses. It's got a different chemical makeup. Blue cheese is inoculated with two kinds of blue mold. One of them is Penicillium roqueforti, and the other one, I believe, oh, I'm going to be wrong. I think the second one is not Penicillium candidum, but sorry, I couldn't get my microbiology correct here for today. I'll have to study up
Okay,
a
all
little
right.
bit more. But blue cheese is not like nacho cheese. It will more pool. It's more liquidy because it has such a high butter fat. So blue cheese, if you're going to be using it in any kind of sauce or heating it in any way, you got to fortify it with a milk or a heavy cream so it can bond to something else. Because it would just be a pool of oil and water basically if you melt it. But blue cheese can be crumbled. It can be whipped. You can mix in goat cheese or sour cream to make it more voluminous. Cream cheese to make like a cream cheese frosting or something like that. It's very fun to work with. But the thing that people are mostly off put by is that blue cheese is very salty and or spicy. So the way that you balance that is by using sweets. So blue cheese pairs really, really well with apples, cherries, especially dried cherries, and chocolate. So I
Oh,
think that's a
interesting.
really fun ingredient to play
Huh.
with there. Okay, so those are our 4 individual ingredients. I really want to do Calvados next stream, so hopefully you're here next time, Nuclear Eagle Fox, to like yell that out at me next time. And then let's say we have rice in the pantry. So what ideas, my friends, do you have for mashing up bananas, duck blood, black licorice, and or blue cheese? So don't feel any pressure to do all 4, but it'd be cool if you did. Just start with 2. It's all right. I know, Shmas, we're going hard mode today. Satanic rituals, yes. Duck blood soup, yes, that is entirely possible. See you at midnight. Bring the cornflake cakes. Hi, DJ Rudes. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for following also. Olivia, yes, that is correct. There is a recipe for banana ketchup. It is a brand from the Philippines called Jufran.
Banana ketchup? Is it
Mhm.
banana? Like, is it? Explain to me what is banana ketchup. I have no. What does that
So
even mean?
yeah, tomatoes don't grow very well in the Philippines. It's a tropical climate, but what is in abundance is banana. And it was a food scientist. I forget her name, but it's a female food scientist in the Philippines that developed banana ketchup. If you cook it down, bananas actually still have the same amount of sugar that tomatoes do when you cook them down. So you know how you caramelize tomatoes after cooking them for so long in a tomato sauce, they get kind of sugary, right? And so bananas have a lot of that same sugar content, and so it's more about not the banana flavor, but the banana sugar content mixed with vinegar. So ketchup is
Wow.
vinegar and tomato, and banana ketchup is bananas and sometimes tomato, but a lot of vinegar. So yes,
Nice.
it exists.
Nice.
Oh, cool. We got some insight here from DJ Rudes. Coincidentally, we used agar agar in a lot of civil engineering labs. I didn't know that. How? Oh, you're gonna have to explain that to me. That's so cool. Gwem here has an idea. This could be a fun burger. Banana and blue cheese. Yes, that sounds cool. Actually, if we caramelized some banana and made like a jam and then crumbled some blue cheese with the burger, I
I
think
like
that
that.
makes
That
sense.
sounds actually really good. It does not sound so far fetched.
Doesn't sound scary. Or what if we did like tostones in the burger?
Oh, I've seen that. Actually, I've seen that before.
You
There is a
have.
restaurant in the Bronx. I think I have had a tostone or maduro burger like
I
in it like
love that.
as a topping and stuff. So definitely feasible.
That's a good idea. Yeah, Maduro burger, Platano burger. Oh my gosh. Let's see. We got from Toria here a licorice rice with blue cheese sauce or ice cream. Oh, like a dessert pudding. Cool. Like a rice pudding, a licorice rice pudding with a blue cheese sauce. I think the sugar from the licorice would offset the salt from the blue cheese. I think that makes a lot of sense. I've had a blue cheese ice cream before with like peaches, and that was delicious. Yeah. Oh, a few bad news coming in hot with a banana bread with a black licorice glaze. A goth AF. I love that.
I
That
like
is
that too.
cool.
I like that.
Yeah, banana bread with a black licorice glaze. Yeah, and maybe some uh ooh, what if we did like a banana chip brittle on top with some crumble blue cheese? I think that sounds really fun. That was a great idea. Banana bread. Good thinking. Olivia says the anisey flavor of the licorice might be yummy in a savory spiced thing, maybe melted into the blood with other stuff for a kind of gravy. Yeah. What if we had like poutine?
Ooh.
Like
Oh
a
yeah, I like that. Now
gravy,
now we're talking.
and then had the blue cheese instead of cheese curds. Maybe a poutine disco fries. Maybe. Let's see. Bear Claw Rar. My idea would be for a duck blood soup with a pork sausage cooked with some licorice. Yeah. I Ooh, wait, Robert has a rewind. Rewind back to the burger idea. Robert says large tostones as the bun.
Totally possible. Totally possible.
Like a double down. You remember the double
Yeah,
down?
the double done. Yeah, same idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my gosh.
I believe it.
Just a bit of blue cheese. Yes, I like that. That's so cool. I'm gonna take my tie off. It keeps falling off. Oh no. Toward the end of a party, you start taking off some of these.
Fine, respectable, respectable.
Okay, from Schmass here, we could do like a fried banana Napoleon, maybe dusted with some five spice to tie in the licorice. Oh, good thinking, good thinking. A fried cured blood sausage, that's super salty and crisped up, licorice sauce, and then a little blue cheese crumbles all over. That sounds fun. Frying the banana, key, I think. And remembering the base flavors of a five spice, a Chinese five spice, does have a licorice note. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Nuclear Fox has some advice here. If you made poutine with the blue cheese, you have to dial down the salt in the gravy. Good call. Yeah, I would definitely not salt the gravy at all because there's a blue cheese. A secret from my restaurant days. So we had a lot of fondues on the wine bar menu that I worked at. And so we had a Gruyere fondue that's like with wine and Gruyere and has all this method and stuff. Blue cheese fondue is so much easier. It's just crumbled up and then melted down with heavy cream.
Oh,
And then,
easy mode.
and then a little bit of lemon zest. It's very, very good with like a thick, hearty bread, so like walnut breads. So we could do we could do banana bread with a blue cheese fondue. Like we could do little toasties. Oh, that sounds fun.
We would have like that little like machine that like has all the like stuff coming out of it basically,
Oh,
or dipping and stuff like
fountain.
that. Yeah, you gotta have the fountain, right?
Did you see that poor Korean YouTuber?
Oh,
Um,
where like it explodes everywhere. That amazing video.
because you're not supposed to put stringy cheeses. So like Swiss cheeses are all very stringy, or like mozzarella is really stringy. You can't put those in mechanical fountains because the fountain only heats the cheese in one area of it. So as it's moving up the chute, it's cooling down and becoming solid. So it kind of just poops out the top.
Shoots a projectile at you
It
and
just
almost
like
kill
just
you.
solidifies when it comes out the top. And that's why that video went viral, because he put the wrong kind of cheese in the thing. But he got it the next time around. He put like a cheese that was more viscous. It doesn't have as many strands or as much protein or protease in it. More like a nacho cheese, something that's more emulsified. But last call for ideas here. I know we're running over on time, but does anyone have any last call ideas on how you would make a dish with bananas, duck blood, black licorice, and or blue cheese? Like there are some really wild ideas here, and I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I still like that burger idea,
The burger, I
making the
think,
using the tostones as buns or something like that. I'm definitely buying into that.
yes. Oh, could we use the blood as a binder in meatloaf and then banana ketchup on top? Yes, you could. Yes, you could. That would make for a very tender meatloaf. We would just have to make sure that it had enough fat and other spices to offset that minerality that I was talking about earlier. Banana ketchup is unbelievably easy to make also. I think it will be in a book that's coming out in the fall that I worked on. So I will send that around as soon as it's out.
Plug that book.
Plug that book. But this exercise has been really fun. And Diego, I'm really glad that you had the time today to join me. I know it's like a double stream day for you. So
It was my pleasure, Jen. It was a lot of fun to be here with you.
yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up for today, friends. If you have any more ideas, I know that this kind of exercise sometimes isn't meant for all types of brains. So if you think of something in the middle of the night or next week, just tweet me your ideas. I love hearing about it. And before everyone goes, Diego, how can everybody find you online?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Dandy, D-A-N, I can't spell my own name, Dandy in the Bronx, Dandy in the Bronx, and on Twitch as well, Dandy in the Bronx, and on Pinterest at Dandy in the Bronx. Just Google Dandy in the Bronx and you'll find me.
And that is the reason why I am also extra dressed up today. I wanted to match the ultra suave energy in here.
Jen, Jen, come on.
I don't know. I like dressing up. It's really fun. Thank you for giving me an excuse. But yeah, Diego also streams through the week. Make sure that you're following him here on Twitch. Just as a closing update for you all, I do have a Patreon. I'm 2 Patreon subscriptions away from making another goal. I'm trying to fund my Simplecast membership, which is a podcasting platform. I have a little podcast called Culinary Word of the Day, and it's been on hold for a moment because we haven't really been able to pay the podcast bill. So hopefully I can make that hope in the next month. I have another podcast. It's called Fun City. We're playing a mini series right now. It's a tabletop RPG show. We're playing a game called Still Fleet, and I play a little lizard person named Marcus. We have a Netflix party on Friday. We are watching Street Food Latin America on Netflix together this Friday at 8 p.m. If you join my Patreon, you can see the invitation. Or if Patreon is not easy for you at this time, please just DM me and I will send you the invite. So that's all the stuff that I have going on. I'm going to be back next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. My next guest is, guess what? Eric Silver of Multitude Productions and Podcasts like Join the Party. We're going to be talking about Jewish food and zhuzhing up your takeout. So tune in next week, 5 p.m. Wednesdays here on the Twitch. Again, thank you, Diego, for being here. I really
My pleasure, Jen. My pleasure.
Thank you, everyone who rated. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Gwem. Thank you for all being here. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. I know it's late for you. And happy eating, everyone. Goodbye.